Again, welcome. I am Jenza of Brooms by Jenza. You are in my broom closet or my broom studio, if you would. And I'm doing this live event where I am making the household broom set for my son and daughter-in-law. Probably be a 3-day event. I'm going to be answering some questions if they pop up, like any open studio you would go to. So if you were somewhere and there was an artist demonstrating, that's what you're going to be seeing here. This will go into replay mode here in the broom closet, and it would also go into the Broom Witch Academy in different pieces, and maybe later on onto YouTube, you know how I am. So I only have an hour because I do have a 9 to 5. So that's why we're starting at 8, and I thank you very much. So I have you here, but then I also have this rolling over here. So in case anyone has questions, because this collection is going to someone I totally care about and love, I'm really setting intentions as I'm weaving, as I am twining, as I'm knotting, however you, as I'm building this, right? My intentions, my prayers, my thoughts, my wishes, my spells are going into it. So I've grounded myself. I have them in my head. I might say them out loud here and there. Now, if I was making any household collection, I probably would have some intentions that I'm weaving into it. This is a little bit more personal because it's my son and daughter-in-law. So just know that's going on behind the scenes. So I love baskets. So this basket is kind of where I put the colors I'm going to work with into, and with the different spools. So I asked Maggie, oh no, I'm missing a color. I'm missing the blue. That's okay. The blue does not need to be done today. I'm taking deep breaths. I'm not going to worry about it. What's most important is the green is here right now. You might have seen a post where I put the purple that's going to be in it, and I put the blue that's going to be in it, and like, which green? And I had a bunch of thoughts, but I am going to go with the variegated one. What I do not have ready, purple goes there, on a empty spool. An empty spool. I like to use these spools. I'm saying it wrong. I like to use these spools. They are from the old mills here in New England, and I just think they are fun to use. Occasionally, I will work off the floor, like you'll see a lot of other broom makers, but this is how I learned. I mean, if I think back, right, to 2009, I think he did show me how to work off the floor a bit, but then he was also showing me some other stuff. So that was Charlie Martell. So questions I get is, what got you into broom making? I don't want to, am I a practicing witch? Am I a pagan? I'm a solitary practicer of what I think is more nature. Is there a goddess? Yes, in my mind. There's a bunch of different gods out there, possibly. But I needed a broom for my own practice to clear sacred space. And the brooms that we're finding back in the mid-2000s were, and this is nothing against China, but they were made in China. They were manufactured. And I have this like Yankee nature, right? Like, I've come from a line of makers. So if I can make something, I'm going to make it. And how much more magical is that when you've crafted something with your own hands, with your own intentions. So it was back in the day of AOL, and I searched the wide internet that was much smaller back then, and I found 2 broom makers. One was either in Michigan or Wisconsin. I never remember which. I haven't found them since. And one was Charlie Martell he was up in New Hampshire. So I emailed, because that's what you're doing back then, right? You emailed back and forth. He was going to have a class on a certain Saturday. I took it off because, yes, I worked Saturdays back then, up until recently. So I took it off, and now I was ready to learn how to make a broom. And I did. I learned it. He taught me. He was a Renaissance man. So his background was of a blacksmith and a sculptor, and he worked at a Shakers museum for a while. So if you know anything about Shakers, they did a lot with brooms. They were the ones that actually started to flatten them. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I have a flat broom around. I'm not going to go crazy because we're doing this. So yes, he had flat brooms. Shakers are the ones that kind of started the flat broom movement, if you would. Is it a movement? I don't know. Yeah, so I learned from him. And now let's get into it. So household brooms. The first thing my son asked when I said that I was making the household brooms, he cooks with cast iron. So he's like, "You're going to make me a pot scrubber, right?" I'm like, "Yes." So in the kitchen, I'm going to do a pot scrubber, a veggie brush, a crumb whisk, because they are got to have a little coffee bar. And I remember Christy once, friend of over at Touch of Magic, she had bought a little crumb brush for me and specifically was going to use it at her coffee bar. And then the next time I saw her, she was like, "Oh, I've been using it at my coffee bar." So I thought that was sweet and exciting. So that got me thinking there. So that's what I'm working on today is those. So the veggie brush, hopefully to the crumb brush, and the pot scrubber. Now, I know I have an example I wanted to show you. So let me grab that. So certain styles come with certain price points because of the work on this. So this has what we would call plating, or hold on, there's an English word too. Plating. Oh, I'm not even gonna think about it right now. It'll come to me after. No, I'm gonna keep on thinking about it. Sorry, it's Plaiting. Really here on this side of the pond, we call it plating. On the other side of the pond, they call it plaiting. It's kind of like braiding, basically, or basket weaving. So you're adding like this grip, if you would. And this is on a lot of different things. I'm actually building a class in the Broom Witch Academy on this. I could do it this style, and I do love them, so why not do the extra work? So I could do this with the extra work, but I'm going to do it this way. And this is how I teach in the broom making basics, right? Because it's just basics where I'm just going to twine up and do that. The reason really is because this is variegated and it's going to look cooler. So let's do that. I already have some around. It's not going to be this long, but it's something to start with. I love elastics, rubber bands, depending. They're like my number one tool. And because I'm all talky and I'm thinking about you guys watching me, I took that rubber band off when I should have kept it on. So I'm just grabbing another one. Rubber bands just give you an extra hand. So I call this spaghettiing. I don't know why. You know, years ago, maybe when I did spaghetti, it went that way. All right, so it's going to go about in the middle. You may go away. Thank you. It's going to start latching. Now, this would be a good time to kind of set some of my intentions in. So bear with me a moment while I do that. Because I'm just wishing them like the best life. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but may they always come back to peace, love, harmony, and grow from those ups and downs. I love adding little spells, little intentions. Now, I keep on doing that to keep it flat. so I don't have to cut. Am I umming a lot? So I don't have to cut that end. I'm going to cut this end. So I'm working up that way. And then I just want to get this really tight in. And over the years, I can get it tightened with just my arms. Though if it's a piece I need to really work with, you can go to the floor, or sometimes I just put it between my legs. It just thinks like you're rowing. That's really tight, and it's not going to go anywhere. I'm just tightening up that first piece there. I want the end, just going to tuck that in there. Okay. So what I'm going to do, this is such a simple tool. And I love my pot scrubbers. I sell them. I sell a good portion of them. They are great for cleaning your cast iron, your stuff that, woo, it's okay. Should I work from here? And then I won't have to worry about talking and multitasking. Yeah, so so cast iron is, you want this, a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil, and it's a great way to clean your cast iron. You can scrub a lot of different things with this tool. So it is a multi-tool. Some leather workers use it, or a version of it, for putting in their wax, to work into the wax into things. Whoop. I want it. It's called like something different, and you really probably want to use this type of handle on it because it goes almost all the way to the bottom and to the top, just for how they're scrubbing and using it. Now, if you've taken the class, I made you do the knot system all the way up. And that was really more of a learning technique. Kind of think about it when you're little and you're learning your letters and you do something over and over again for that repetition. So in the class or the course, it's a little different. Wow, this is coming nice. So you can see the variation that's going in there. So she wanted green, purple, and blue. And their kitchen has some yellow in it. So this is a nice little variation. Put it in my jerk string, or getting it ready to put in. I'm also going to make just a easy peasy hanger, which is just simply a knot up here. And with that knot I had put in to secure everything, that allows me to do things like this and not worry about tension in my hand. I'm going to put another one in right about here. When you talk. So what is this? This is nylon twine, number 18. So it can be a little slippery when you're working with it. There we go. But sometimes I just have to come back and fix it. There we go. Let's get my jerk string in. Again, rubber band is so handy. Put my knot. Oh, that's me there. Sorry, I must pause and use my brain power for a moment. Okay, got my jerk string in, got my hanger in. And I'm making another secure knot just to get that in. We really are building. I got my pinky in there. Oh no. We are really building this to be functional. So we really are not warring. We are just making sure it is sturdy, right? There you go. All right. I'll get that nice in. It's going to go over my knot. All right. The excitement. And then I'm going to continue. This time I'll work from the floor just to get these as tight as I can. Really secure, because you don't want any of your broom crumb falling out, right? This is for someone's house. You want it to last for years. Now, if they cook all the time with their cast iron, will they wear this out a little bit more? Yes. What's great, it's natural. You put in your compost after. Maybe not the twine. Cut that off. Let's secure. Loop-de-loop. All right, so this is way big. I'm going to balance this out by cutting it after. Okay. So cut my little string. Now, if you watched anything that I've done in the past, or if you know how I am with certain pieces, I do like, let's take that off now. I'm going to put that back on again. I keep on taking it off when I want to keep it. I use Not Magic a lot, but I'm not going to have any danglies on this. Oops, I lost my bottom knot. So jerk string has to have a knot at the bottom. There we go. And just jerking those through. Whoop, there we go. Oh, it came out pretty. We got our hanger. We have this end, which is securing everything in. I'm giving it a cut. Later on, if I had a handy dandy lighter, which is probably somewhere, I could burn those off. But for now, we're going to put elastic on again. This is just to avoid messy, because I'm going to cut it. Sometimes I like the top to be slightly smaller than the bottom. They can be even. This is a personal choice. So yeah, they're gonna that. So hands. How's their hands gonna be? Josh has much bigger hands than I do. So let me put my hand up a little bit higher. All right, you can hold up to about there. And I'd like to make one side a little angled. I'll make this side a little angle. It doesn't matter, right? It could be the bottom side. So if this wasn't as flat as I liked it, and it's totally flat now, I could make that the angle side. But I'm going to make this one. It doesn't matter. But I do like, okay, so how are we going to hold? All right, it's probably going to flop that way. Okay. Let me make it this way. That's just me. Don't even worry what I was doing. Now, because I don't have the top, it just holds a little bit better. So he can go in with his big fat hands. He's not going to watch this, okay. And he has a bit of an angle, or he can go flat. So there we go. We got the pot scrubber done. I really like how the coloring came out. So, yay. Now we're gonna go with a veg brush. So here is some broom corn. Now, if I could use all this to make 3 of them. The pot scrubber would have came from the end, the veg brush from this end, the swept, and then the crumb brush from the middle. So now we're gonna do the veg brush. And it's really basically the same. So I'll put my little attentions. There will be ups, there will be downs. May you always come find your center at home in a hearth with harmony and peace. So with a veg brush, I want a little bit more of the sweepy part. I'm not worrying. I don't want the balance of that one because this is going to be shorter. All right, let's just tuck this in. Get it nice and tight. All right. Securing it so that way if I have to stop, I have a part or I'm at a point where at any point I can stop if I keep on having these secured knots in there. And can you see the difference in the tension? All right. So we're going to go up a bit. Keeping everything nice and secure. All right, so now you know how I got into broom making. Other questions? No questions. That's okay. So veg brushes, one end is going to be a little bit more fluffier. And the other end will be a little bit more harder. So for your delicate veggies, it is for, the fluffier spot for your more delicate veggies, and for the harder veggies, you're going to have a harder side. So yes, I'm securing a knot in there. Is there any reason to that? Just because I'm talking and I know at some point I'm going to be like, oops. And because this is variegated, I did do it where I knew it was going to be a solid spot, just for color purposes. But this would also probably be good time. Yeah, let's put in our hanger. Doing it a little bit above, knowing I'm going to cut. Putting in my jerk string. And I'm just going to add an elastic for that to hold all in, and I don't have to worry about it going the wrong spot. Okay, we're in a solid area. I love having handmade brooms in the house and using them. I feel it's a little bit more magical. It's a little bit more traditional. It's not so manufactured. There's just something special about it. Oop, see, and this is why occasionally it's good to put it, secure yourself, or just work from the floor. All right, probably going to go up another ½ inch. I'm just going to work actually from my lap. Sometimes you need more tension or more help getting your tension. Not attention, your tension. All right, still in the green. So that one started on green. And when I'm looking at them, I'm looking at the pot scrubber. And this one started on a little yellow and then went into the green. So I don't know. I feel like we're about an inch. I'm feeling good. You got some yellow, you got some green. I can't, no right or wrong. It's just what you want. And I don't want to go up into the yellow. So I'm going to stop now. Whoop. Everything is okay. I think there was a time in my broom making life that was very formular on things, especially if you're selling a lot. You want to have more of a formula, be consistent. And yeah, I think I'm probably over that. Throw it. Ooh, I got it right into the trash. Like, one of my skills is I can throw and get things into the trash. I'm not sure if it's a flex, but I'm always proud of myself when I do that. All right. Oh, we're only at 8:30. Awesome. So we're definitely gonna get the crumb brush. Why am I putting the elastics? When I cut, if I don't have it secured, it's gonna go everywhere. So do we want that? No. Doesn't matter if it's slanted or if it's flat for this. I'm going to go flat though. Personal choice, people. Why aren't you using a broom knife, Jen? I see everyone else doing a broom knife. Because I don't like it. I like my clippers. I lost my elastic. And it went everywhere. Wants to come over and play pick up sticks. That's okay. I have a broom for it. All right. So now we have our veg brush. And our pot scrubber. Ooh, look at that. I'm kind of amazed that they're pretty much the same size. So cute, right? So though it's a veg brush, it could have multiple functions, like cleaning up your workspace. Don't lose your jerk string, Jen. Don't lose an elastic that you can still use. Woo! All right. Could clear off your keyboard. Yep, so many uses. Oh, cleaning. Get a pot of boiling water. Submerge for a minute or two. Bring it back up. Do you need to use your finger? No. Pretend this is like a wooden spoon or a spoon, and you could put it on your spoon. Put your spoon, rest it on top of your pot and let it be. So that will sanitize these after a while. You can do that. And it won't hurt with the nylon. All right, so we're getting there. Excited. I'll hang those right there. Okay, so the crumb brush. So we're just going to make a tiny little crumb brush from this. I really only need the one elastic, but I'm going to keep two on there right now. Because every time I take elastic off, I need to put it back on because I wasn't thinking. So the crumb brush is going to start off as a round crumb brush. So round brooms and hand brooms were what were more popular before the shakers started the flat stitch. Ooh, all right. So where was I recently? Oh, little day trip for those who are nearby southern New England. Outside of Hartford, off of 99, is this town called Old Weatherfield. and weather does not have an A. So Old Weatherfield, little. And there is the Webb Dean, the Dean Webb Stevens Museum, Dean Webb Stevens, Webb Dean Stevens. I'm looking at the order of the houses in my eyes. It's the Dean House, Cyrus Dean, the Webb House. Is it a Joseph Webb? And some Stephen dude. So they're all in a row, and there's some revolutionary history there. And I'm working down, not up. I want to work the opposite way, going a little lower. Okay. Happens when I talk. So the Webb Dean Stevens Museum, really a cute place. Old Weatherfield, the whole little cute, I don't want to say the whole town, but like the main street, very cute. Revolutionary War history there for you history buffs. But they had brooms there, of course. So me and the curator were like, let's look at brooms, because the reason I went there was broom reason. I was supposed to be doing an event, but they've changed event coordinator, so I'll probably do something there next year. But you know, we had to talk brooms. So she showed me a couple of her brooms, and they were all round, and that would had been more of the style round brooms into the shakers. Shook things up with their, did you see where I did there? The shakers shook things up with their flat brooms to give a better, I guess, like surface area for when it came to cleaning. So little history there. So you're going to see the round brooms a lot more often when you are in those kind of locations. So I'm starting off my Crumb brush as a round one, but it's going to become flat. So there you go. Again, this is another one we do in the broom making basics course. So again, this is just open studio demo kind of thing. If you really want to get into the nitty gritty of broom making, there is the Broom Witch Academy. And there's always links around. Message me if you can't find one. Okay, let's get the handle in. Or hanger. I interchanged the word hanger and handle, and really they are two different things. Language matters, Jen. So a hanger, obviously, is what we're hanging from, and the handle is what we're holding. English language, it is my first, but many people would doubt it, including myself. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so we're in. We got our jerk string in. Let's tighten it. So this round brush is good for what I would call like crumbs, right? Small table size stuff. I'm going to do something with a longer handle when we're brushing other stuff, right? It really depends, like how much do we want to bend? Does that make sense? I hope so. I'm not getting much of the yellow color on this one, so I might go up a tad more. Okay. What do we talk about, Jen? Who talks about themselves in the third person? Is it just I? I just love the variegated. I guess the yellow is just a small amount of this. And I'm really just going to go up to the green. Okay. The hanger is yellow. And then I can just make sure I get a little bit more yellow on the stitching when I do the flat stitching. Where are we at time-wise? 20 minutes to 9. Okay. We are definitely ending a little before 9 or at 9 because we do need to get to the day job. That darn day job that pays the bills. Think of all the brooms that I could do without it. No, I would day jobs are very important. Health insurance, very important. Okay. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Cut off our little extra trimmings. In one of the other videos, I will probably come back and show you what I'm going to do with a lighter. Yeah. Okay. Oop, sealing that up. So this could be just as it is, perfect. A round crumb brush. I would cut the bottom off just a little bit to make it a little bit more even. And then it would be just perfectly fine. Again, or don't get rid of your elastics. We're just cleaning up. We're going to turn this into a flat one. So, yeah, here we go. Charlie made this and gave it to me. That was my instructor. So he also gave me a needle that I have lost, and I really hope one day I do find it. All right, I'm going to go down low and stitch up high. When you're doing smaller things, it can be a little trickier. Lots of concentration here. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Find my needle. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Oh, I have a couple options here. We'll discuss. Needle, needle. I have this needle. Don't want that needle though. Ah, I know what happened to my needle. I had an order for a broom kit and I couldn't find my needles that go in the kit. So I, not wanting to hold up this order, sacrificed my own needle and sent it out in the kit, knowing that I had more needles that were coming in. I actually just got another order this morning that I will be taking care of and getting out shortly. All right, so here are our options. I can flat stitch with this color, but it wouldn't necessarily like really give me all the yellow I needed. Like how, like the yellow is pretty, so when I double up, yeah, I'm looking on here, it's just gonna, there's always gonna be a lot of green. Or I come in with this sunshine yellow with the wax linen. And it is deeper than the yellow there. You know what? I'm going to do it. Worst case, I don't like it. And then I redo it. That can happen. Okay. I'm doing. You always kind of take more than you need. And I do omelets. So for flat stitching, I prefer a wax linen, though I can use this. And I've been thinking like, Jen, you have bees and you have wax. You can wax the larger stuff. And I might do that when I'm doing the flat kitchen sweeper. We'll see. I'm going to make this nice and yep. Yeah, I want to go. some down. Making my first stitch to get everything in. But wax linen is nice because I think it catches on itself a little better. Does that make sense? And I'm going to do 2 rows. So on the shakers, when they were doing flat ones, they could do really a lot of multiple rows. And the point of that, this is before we had, was it design obsoleteness? You know how like your refrigerator does not last forever now, and things are just designed to break. Again, another thing I like about broom making and doing it, I'm not just doing these so they'll break in a year and you need a new one like that. Like, no, I would be so like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What happened? Right. If that happened. Yeah, I think it's designed obsoleteness is the word I'm looking for, and it is truth. Oh, so they would do like a lot of different flat stitching. So if you did like wear off the bottom eventually, you just cut the first row of stitching off, and then you could cut your broom corn again. So your broom was shortened, but you had a lot of stitching that kept it secure for you to able to do that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so I'm happy with the yellow. I love their kitchen is a happy yellow. I love a yellow house, a yellow room. They make me happy, and I really know it makes them happy too. They're the yellow. Actually, I don't know if Josh could care less or not. Here's a man. He is my son, but that does not mean anything when it comes to colors. The kid's probably colorblind. But it makes Maggie happy. Happy wife, happy life. But no, it's happy partners, people. Both partners should be happy. And so sometimes one is a little bit more head of like running of the household, like the indoor part. Doesn't mean the other person should not be helping them. But with that being said, I feel like their happiness is like influence the happiness of everyone else. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, but hand brooms for sustainability when you make your own. I want that in a little bit more. There's always the risk I'm going to stab myself. So beware. Yes, I could like get thimbles or there's these things that you can buy that like little gloves. They're more palm things, and one day it's on my list. So then I can like push up because I'll have something in my palm to push up time-wise. Oh, okay, we're good. We got 10 minutes. But my table works just as well. So can I tell you about this desk? This desk was my father's. He passed away 92. So, but I still get to use his desk. And part of me was like, I might have to like butcher it to make it a little bit more broom friendly, but I have not butchered it. And there's a little part of it that's falling apart on its own. But it makes me happy to use his desk out here in his old office in the barn. This office has had many different lives, a lot of them involving storing stuff, but it was my apothecary for a while until I moved that several different places. Okay, you want to come out. It's always that last one that's a little tough. Okay. It's gonna, oh, I see it coming. I see it coming. Sweetheart. Do not pull this out while you're going live, Jen, and injure yourself. All right, there's things to help. I'm gonna take my other needle. It has kind of a blunter end. And give it a little push. So one thing that is taking so much, that means this broom corn is really tight. This is gonna stay in, which is nice. Okay. I'm gonna give it a good tug. And then it snaps back in. That falls out. I wanted that to happen. All right, we're going to clean that up with later. All right, so I need a little cleaning up. I'm not sure if you can see the uneven. There we go. I think you can see the uneven bristles. All right, so we're going to clean that up. And because we're at the end, if we were at the thicker part, I couldn't use these scissors, but I think I can. Oh, yeah. But I'm going to use another pair of scissors. I have little clippers, which I might have taken out because I do that. Wait, what are you? No, here you are. All right, so these are more little garden clippers. There. This little clip. And now over at their little, you can hang it in their coffee area and give it a little sweep. Yes. And then I hang it all together. So thank you for showing up today and watching.